Don't touch that dial. You're watching episode 19 of Interactive Entertainment. This time around, join us for a look at Daggerfall, Bethesda Software's sequel to its highly popular The Elder Scrolls Arena. Bethesda says the game will have some 4,000 dungeon areas to wander around in. We promise that our preview won't be quite as large. Many a computer owner got hooked on games back in the early 80s with Infocom's Zork Series of fantasy text adventures. Text games have gone the way of the Commodore 64, but Zork is still around. Activision is planning to add lots of pretty pictures to the adventure in its upcoming Zork Nemesis. Accolade discovered that arcade-style action and resource management can combine to produce a wildly popular game in Star Control 2. Find out whether you'll be seeing more of that same type of design in our preview of Star Control 3. And continuing our sequel theme, the folks at Papyrus made a bold leap in graphics quality earlier this year with NASCAR racing. Now they're taking all that technology and putting it to good use on IndyCar Racing 2. All this and a lot more on episode 19 of IE. Would there be an adventure game market today without Infocom's Zork series? This groundbreaking set of fantasy text adventures from the early 80s was updated 2 years ago into a graphics-intensive game called Return to Zork by Activision. Since then, the original Zorks have been exhumed and put onto several CD compilations. The Zork universe is a hot topic on the Usenet channel, so the time is more than ripe for Activision to release a new chapter in the saga, Zork Nemesis, a return to the exploratory spirit of the original games. Surprise, surprise, trouble is brewing in the Zork universe. A large tract of territory has become known as the Forbidden Lands because no one has been able to enter or leave them. The source of this curse makes its home in a decayed and rotting temple on a desolate mountain peak, and it goes by the name of Nemesis, a fearsome creature who doesn't just kill people, it traps their souls for eternity. The player begins the adventure just outside the dreaded Forbidden Lands and must wander and explore, making his way to the temple. Soon he will encounter 4 disembodied spirits. They were once the 4 great alchemists of the Empire, but they were all murdered by the Nemesis, who is now tracking down the player. The player leaves, but in order to completely stop the Nemesis, he will have to uncover the mystery of the Forbidden Lands. Much of the enigma is hidden in the practices and rituals of alchemy. This is not just trying to turn lead into gold. Alchemy is a combination of science, magic, religion, and philosophy which revolves around the principle that all matter is connected. The point is to distill the essences of things and track down the ultimate equations and truths. This, of course, leads to some unusual puzzle design. Like Return to Zork, Nemesis will feature spectacular graphics, but the perspective is entirely first-person. There will be some digital video of characters, but the real stars of this game are the beautifully rendered 3D locations. In your travels to discover the secrets of the Forbidden Lands, you'll travel to an insane asylum on a glacier, a castle in the middle of a desert, a monastery on the side of a volcano, and a conservatory under a dam surrounded on all sides by water. The locations are fully navigable with a Myst-like exploratory emphasis. As you explore the former homes of the murdered alchemists, you will occasionally encounter an area charged with psychic residue. This will trigger a flashback of an important event that happened on that spot. These hallucinatory episodes are critical to unraveling the mystery. There are certainly enough fans of the Zork series to justify another chapter in the series, even if it were completely obscure to the uninitiated. But one of the strengths these games have always had is that the stories are all separate and distinct. You can start anywhere without losing ground. Zork Nemesis is no exception and will be fun for newcomers and hardcore Zorkers alike. This atmospheric adventure will hit the shelves in the spring of '96. Episode 19 of Interactive Entertainment was so much fun, we'd like to get back together with you real soon. When we do, keep an eye out for our preview of Wing Commander 4 from Origin. Mark Hamill, Malcolm McDowell, and the rest of the gang from Wing 3 are all back and ready to save the universe once again. Interplay has been insisting for 3 years that Stonekeep really does exist. Finally, gamers are going to get a chance to see the ballyhooed RPG. We'll let you know whether or not Interplay was wasting its time. SSI has a well-earned reputation as a company that knows how to make war games. Climb into a tank with us and we'll take a tour of their latest effort, Steel Panthers. And Legend Entertainment has been hard at work putting the final touches on Mission Critical, a sprawling space adventure that won't look like any other Legend game you've ever played. We'll tell you whether or not the mission was a success. And as always, see you next time, cyberfans!